A lot of times the first thing that people see is either our Google page, where they'll see our 100 plus 5-star reviews, or they find their way to our website where they can see much of the beautiful work that we do. And then yes, they hit submit on the contact me form, and the first thing they get is a professional, one of our office admins reaching out to them saying, hey, we want you to be our customer. I'm going to set you a meeting with one of our salesmen, be it Andy, Brian, one of our other salesmen, and let them come out and hear all about you, your property, your family, what you want to do with the property. Like, what are your goals? What are your hopes and dreams for this project?
After an initial consultation where we hear about your goals for the project and what you're looking to have implemented, we usually work our way into a design process where, our design team would come out, measure the site, inventory everything that's there, have a secondary kind of follow-up conversation going over some more details of what's going to be completed with the design. And then we'll go through some conceptual design work where we'll sit down, review everything together, talk through some budgets of what's being proposed. Because at that point, any customer is going to have some feedback. Our ideas are on paper now, but they're also going to want to know what things cost. And that usually helps dictate what happens next. Did we hit the mark? Did we not hit the mark? Hopefully we had something to work off of to get started, but there's always ways within reason to meet a budget. So we're going to have that conversation pretty much right away because we want the rest of the process to be expected. We don't want to come with something that's not going to be possible. So we go through a couple rounds of revisions generally, and we settle on a finalized concept. From that point, maybe there's construction drawings necessary, maybe there's engineering. We're gonna walk you through all of that, and then we'll do a detailed proposal. Everything's gonna be broken out. You're gonna understand what costs what your options are. There's always a ton of options. And then from there, if we're ready to move forward with the project, we're gonna sign a contract and we're gonna bring in the project team. Our project managers will get involved. We'll usually do a pre-construction walkthrough of the scope of work that's been proposed. We're gonna have all our subcontractors, all of the foremen, the designer, everybody on site with the client to answer any final questions and really gear up to kick the project off. And then from there, once we have acquired permits, once we have a start date, we're going to meet on site one final time the morning we get going, walk through everything, lay everything out, and then the project's turned over to the project management team and the implementation team. They're going to be on site every day. It's the same people every single day. The customers get to know them, know their names, sometimes buy them lunch. But we try to keep open lines of communication throughout that whole process too. If something doesn't look the way you expected it to look, if it's not feeling like you wanted it to feel, we want to know those things right away, because the best time to change that is while we're in process and not at the end of the job. So we try to really keep open lines of communication. At the end of the day, we want you to be in love with it, and we want you to tell everybody.